Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Knowledge and Education Hub. This is lecture 2 for GATE Preparation 2021. In this series of lecture module, we will cover all theory part of the GATE exam and also cover the numerical question. Before starting lecture video, if you are new on my YouTube channel, please like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon button for knowing the latest video related to GATE exam. In this lecture video we will learn about the texture in igneous rock. Okay, let's start. Before starting the classification of the texture, it is necessary to understand the formation of the texture. The texture of a rock is a result of various processes that control the rock's genesis, and along with the mineralogy and chemical composition provides information that we may use to interpret the rock's origin and history. Formation and growth of crystal either from a melt or in a solid medium provides three principal processes. First, initial nucleation of the crystal, subsequent crystal growth, diffusion of chemical species, that is heat, through the surrounding medium to and from the surface of a growing crystal. This can be easily understood from this diagram. It is adopted from the William Lowry. Ideal rate of crystal nucleation and growth as a function of a temperature below the melting point. Slow cooling results in the only minor undercooling, that is the TA. So that rapid growth and slow nucleation favor the coarse-grained crystal. Rapid cooling permits more undercooling, that is the TV. So the slower growth and rapid nucleation produce many fine-grained crystal. Very rapid cooling involves little if any nucleation is growth, that is TC, and producing a glass. Starting with the nucleation is a critical step in the development of a crystal. Very tiny initial crystals have a high ratio of surface area to volume and thus a large proportion of ions at the surface. However, surface ions have unbalanced charge because lack the complete surrounding lattice. Results is a high surface energy for the initial crystal and therefore low stability. Hence, clustering of a compatible ions in a cooling melt will separate even those conditions are suitable for crystallization. Under such condition, crystallization is possible but nucleation is not. Crystallization may take place if a critically seized embryonic cluster or crystal nucleus must form with a sufficient internal volume of fully bonded ions to overcome the surface related instability. This typically requires some degree of undercooling, cooling of a melt below the true crystallization temperature of a mineral, or supersaturation. Sufficient number of ions to be stable so as to spontaneously cluster together, that is the homogeneous nucleation. Experimental studies indicate that crystals with simple structure tend to nucleate more easily than those with more complex structures. Example, oxides of the magnetite ilmenite generally nucleate more easily, that is less undercooling required than does olivine, followed by pyrazine, plagiochromium and alkali feldspar with progressively more complex SiO polymerization. Crystal growth involves the addition of ions onto existing crystal or crystal nuclei. For simple structure with high symmetry, faces with a high density of a lattice points tend to form a more prominent faces. That is the law of Bravais. It means that its crystal have the more faces, the density is increasing. Different faces also grow at different rates. Simplistic generalization: large growing faces tend to be those with smaller interplanar lattice spacing and higher surface energies. In most instances, composition of surrounding melt differs considerably relative to that of the growing crystal. Growth of mineral will deplete and adjacent melt in the chemical constituents that are preferentially incorporated into the mineral. Hence, for growth to proceed, new material must diffuse through the melt, cross the depleted zone and reach the crystal surface. Formation of a crystal from a melt produces heat, that is the latent heat of crystallization. This heat must be removed from growing surface or else temperature may become too high for crystallization to proceed. Rates of nucleation, growth and diffusion. The relative rates of initial nucleation, crystal growth and diffusion will have considerable influence on the ultimate texture of the resulting rock. If cooling rate is slow, equilibrium is maintained or closely approximated. If cooling is too high, significantly undercooling may take place and the glasses are formed. Reduces nucleation, growth or diffusion. Initially, undercooling enhances rates of nucleation, crystal growth and diffusion. However, continued undercooling decreases kinetics, diffusion, mobility and increases viscosity, thus inhibiting these rates. Growth rate of a crystal depends upon surface energy of the faces, diffusion rate. If cooling rate is constant, the largest crystal will usually be those with the most plentiful or fastest diffusion components. Diffusion rate of a chemical species is faster at higher temperature and is lower viscosity. Smaller ion with low charge diffuse better than large polymerized complexes. Classification of texture. Texture can be classified on the basis of four things. First is shape of the crystal, second is the granularity of the size of grains, degree of crystallization, mutual relationship of grain to grain. The definition of texture, description of the degree of crystallinity, grain size and shape and arrangement of the minerals, that is called the texture. On the basis of the grain size, the texture can be defined in the phonetic and phonetic. Phonetic texture is that of texture that crystal visible to the naked eye. You can see the beads. Under this, the coarse grain 3 cm to 5 mm, medium grain 1 to 5 mm, and fine grain is less than 1 mm. A phonetic texture, crystals so small that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. Holocrystalline composed entirely of crystals. Holohalline composed entirely of glass. Holocrystalline composed of crystals and glass. Vitropyric phenocryst set in the glassy ground mass. Polyclitic phenocryst contains numerous inclusions of another mineral that they enveloped with the growth post crystallization called oikocryst. Polyclitic texture we will see in the last slide. Crystallinity. Hypercrystalline is a combination of the crystal and glass. From this picture, in the thin section picture, you can easily see that the glass and crystals are present. Holocrystalline is 100% crystal. You can see the entire thin section is covered with the crystals. A phonetic texture we cannot see with the aid of the human eye. And mineral grain size for phonetic texture we have discussed. Properties of igneous rocks on the basis of texture, that is the phonetic coarse grain. In granite, the coarse grains are, you can see, in dacite, intermediate, that is the andesitic composition, and mafic, that is basaltic composition, that is the gabbro rock. Phonetic, the grain size we cannot see with that of human eye. And that's example rhyolite, andesite and basalt. And porphyritic texture is a special type of texture in which large grains are surrounded by a small grains. What happens inside the earth's surface when the magma is consumed at deeper part of the earth's surface, then it slow cooling is started, which prefers the large crystal formation. And suddenly, if the magma comes to the surface with that formed crystal, then the small quick quenching is started and rapid cooling is started, which prefers the small and glassy formation. So the large crystal is surrounded by a small crystal, which is called porphyritic crystal. You can see the feldspar is surrounded by a biotite, that is granite porphyry. This is the andesitic porphyry. This is basalt porphyry. Relative grain size, equigranal, serrate, hattel, and porphyritic is a shape, and if the ground mass is a porphyritic type, you can see in a thin section picture. In this texture, the ground mass is a small texture and it's a big type of glass. big grains of porphyritic texture, in which the big grains are surrounded by a small grain, which is called porphyritic texture. Rapid cooling is prefers the small crystal formation, and slow cooling prefers the big crystal formation. Igneous rock texture relation of environment of cooling and solidification. Extensive igneous activity, intensive igneous activity. Glassy texture produced by the very rapid cooling, pumice fronty glassy mass. Pyroclastic texture produced from debris of explosive eruption. And fine-grained aphanetic texture is produced when the lava cool quickly on Earth's surface. That is the rhyolite. Porphyritic texture formed at the intermediate depth of the Earth's surface, produced by slow then rapid cooling, which prefer the large grain surrounded by a small grain. And the coarse grain, that is the phanetic texture, produced when the magma cools slowly at the deeper part, that is the plutonic rock. Now come to the dendritic texture. Radiating from the tree-like branching rate of diffusion is slower than the rate of growth. Example: quickly cooled or quenched lava, depleted liquid builds up at crystal liquid interfaces. Crystals reach out in tendrils beyond depleted zone to tap a supply of appropriate elements or cooler melt. It's an example of dendritic texture. You can see the tree-like branching. Now to come to the sphenifex texture, ultramafic lava such as Precambrian comatites, that is formed in Precambrian comatite rock, develops spectacularly elongated olivine crystals, some up to 1 meter long, results of rapid growth of olivine with simple structure in a very low viscosity magma, not by slow cooling. Sphenifex texture is formed in a volcanic rock at very high temperature at the Earth's surface, which cannot be possible in present day, because at the Precambrian the Earth's surface temperature is very high, as equal to the Earth's core temperature, and that is not possible in the present day. So the sphenifex texture is only found in a Precambrian rock, that is a comatite, and this is rock is the location of this type of rock is in Zimbabwe. Epitaxial texture preferred nucleation of one mineral on a pre-existing mineral. Similarly, of the crystal structure of the mineral substrata and new phase is a prerequisite for epitaxial growth. Example: growth of sillimanite on biotite or muscovite. The SiAlO structure in both sillimanite and mica is similar in geometry and bond lengths. Rapa-Kivi texture, plagioclase overgrowth on orthoclase feldspar occurs in some granites. You can see in a thin section of Rapa-Kivi texture in alkali feldspar mantle by plagioclase feldspar. Spherulitic texture in a silicic volcanic rock in which the needles of quartz and alkali feldspar grow readily from a common center. You can see quartz and feldspar grow rapidly with a common center. Crystallization sequence. As a general rule, early forming minerals in a melt are not significantly undercooled and are surrounded completely by melt and develop euhedral crystal. As more crystal form and fill the magma chamber and come into contact with another, this then impedes the development of crystal faces and subhedral and anhedral crystal form. Minerals grain shape habitat, euhedral crystal, the sides are the perfect developed. Subhedral crystal, the sides are partially developed, and anhedral crystal, the sides are not partially developed. This type of crystals are formed very early, then this, then finally this. Ophitic texture refer to the envelope of plagioclase layers by larger CPX, that is clinopyrazine, and commonly interpreted to indicate that clinopyrazine formed later. And is the ophitic texture in which the layers of the plagioclase left by the larger planiocrack CPX clinopyrazine, and is the layers of the plagioclase, and is the CPX. In this you can see granophyry and graphic texture is a special type of texture which is formed at the eutectic point in phase diagram. So what is the eutectic point we will see in the phase diagram lecture. Simultaneous crystallization of feldspar and quartz, the intergrowth forms epitaxially on pre-existing phenocrest or diclate walls. Branching quartz rods set in the single crystal of feldspar. The quartz rods all go extinct at the same time, indicating that they are all part of the same larger crystal. A coarser variation of a granopyrite texture is referred to as a graphic texture. क्योंकि ग्रेनोपायरिक टेक्सचर क्वार्ट्ज alkali feldspar intergrowth in the margin of a 1 cm die. You can see in this picture. Graphic texture is single crystal of cuneiform quartz intergrowth with alkali. You can see in this picture. Resorption, diffusion or dissolution of mineral back into the melt or solution from which it formed. Resort crystals commonly have a rounded corners or imbued sheet texture, evidence for advanced resorption or rapid growth enveloping melt due to undercooling. Sheet texture is cumulative cluster of a plagioclase phenocrest node in this thin section picture you can see, and this is the round shape of the resort crystal you can see in this picture. Trachytic texture is a type of a directed texture. In directed texture, the texture is formed due to the flow of magma, and the trachytic texture in which the microphenocrest of plagioclase are aligned due to flow. You can see in this thin section picture. Felty or poikilotic texture in which the microphenocrest are randomly oriented. You can see in the microphenocrest of the are randomly oriented. Mermetic texture is special type of texture in which the quartz needle-like structure at the boundary with the K feldspar, and this you can see in this picture. Now come to the cumulate texture. Development of a cumulate texture. A crystal accumulated by a crystal settling or simply from in a place the margin of the magma chamber. In this case, the plagioclase crystal white accumulate in a mutual content and intercalational liquid red fills the interstices. Orthocumulative intercalational liquid crystallized to form additional plagioclase rims plus other phases in the interstitial volume, that is the colored. There is a little or no exchange between the intercalaneous liquid to the main chamber. Further cumulate texture is adicumulate and poikilotic that is called the heterodecumulate. Develop of a cumulate texture. Adicumulate open exchange between the intercumulus liquid and the main chamber plus compaction of the cumulate pile allow components that would otherwise create additional intercumulus mineral to escape, and plagioclase fills most of the available space. Heterodecumulate intercumulus liquid crystallize to additional plagioclase rims plus other large minerals has and shaded that nucleate poorly and poikilotically envelop the plagioclase. Now, cumulate texture is also called a gravity settling texture. It is often asked in the GATE exam what is the gravity settling texture, and that is the cumulative texture. Mutually touching phenocrest with the interstitial crystallized residual melt, and you can see the thin section of the cumulate texture, retarded and plagioclase. Many minerals that show complete solid solution at higher temperature do not show such solid solution at lower temperature. When this is the case, the phenomena of exsolution occurs. During the slow cooling experienced by a plutonic rock, alkali feldspar crystals have sufficient time to invert the structure that are stable at low temperature. Accordingly, plutonic rocks exhibit intracrystalline texture in alkali feldspar crystals that are not seen in the volcanic rocks. What is solid solution, what is unmixing, and what is the exsolution, we will see in the phase diagram lecture. Come to the Perthite and antiperthite texture. Named for the nearby city of the Perth in Ontario, a perthite is an intimate intergrowth of sodic and potassic feldspar resulting from subsolidus exsolution, unmixing of two minerals, that is exsolution. Strictly speaking, a perthite is a blebs or irregular namely of sodic plagioclase with potassic alkali feldspar. It is the protoxic alkali feldspar is a host mineral for sodic plagioclase. However, the term perthite is often used to describe all types of exhalation in the feldspar. An antiperthite is an intergrowth arising due to exhalation where the potassic feldspar is present as blebs or lamellae within a sodic feldspar. Here the potassic feldspar is act as a blebs or lamellae, which is sodic feldspar act as a host rock for this texture. The term mesoperthite is used when sodic and potassium feldspar are broadly equal abundance. And this is a thin section picture of the exhalation perthite in which the sodic feldspar, that is sodium feldspar, in the thin plates, and the potassic feldspar act as a host for this rock. Similarly, exhalation texture, oxide is including oxides exhalation and epitaxial butter and agatite remaining olivine. Replacement texture is a type of texture in which the one mineral is replaced by the other mineral, that is the calcium plagioclase plus orthopyroxene replace the plagioclase, that is the plagioclase symplectite, and olivine symplectite is the olivine replaced by orthopyroxene plus melt. Devitrification is the process when the glass is converted into the crystal. That is the devitrification process. It's a very slow process and taking hundreds millions of years. And here these crystals are formed in a glass. You can see. Populated texture is just opposite of porphyritic texture, in which the small grains are surrounded by a large grain. This is formed due to the solution mixing, and here you can see the small grains are surrounded by a large grain. Thank you for watching this video. If you really enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon button for knowing the latest video related to GATE exam. Thank you.